Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P for Hump. Thinking right out here in the lab with my book. Ooh, doing what I do for you. I got a nice little lesson for you today. Let's do what we do. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. Oh, I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission. Yeah, you know I'm on it. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you and all individuals to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment by any means necessary. My man Malcolm. Right thinking is way of life. Through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked you the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not, foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to Maya, be true. Right thinkers, I'm back in the book. Let's talk about, I'm going to show you the main characters of the Ausarian resurrection. And now this is one of the times I wish I had with that blue screen back there, whatever, there's a board, I can put everything up. So as I go through them, I'm going to label them and break them down for you. If you want to get a pencil and paper, take the names down and you can Google them. But be careful with Wikipedia and Google. They don't give you the right information about my people. So I'm a little leery about trying to get you to learn about them from them. But give it a shot. I'm going to give you a little quick minute or so breakdown for each one because all these is aspects of your personality. And once you learn about them, once you master them, that's how you master thyself. This is a lesson to do just that. So let's go about the main characters from the Ausarian resurrection. First off, we got, you see the little lady there? That's Asat, the first one. Look at her headgear. She got the Vulcan, the vulture skull on the bird, the bottom cap. Then she got the horns on top. She got the sun disk, and she got the throne on her head. She represents what? Wisdom, intuitive knowledge, and she understands how to get you to mortality. She's the opposite of Asar. That's who's standing in front of her, her husband, her brother, who she brought back to life for the purpose of giving birth. And her sister right there is Nephet. Okay, she represents mortality. All right, you need to know your earthly body, and that's what she represents. And then you got Haru. Okay, y'all might know him as Horus, but we know him as Haru. Then you got Anubis. Then you got, see that guy right here, Ra? You see him with the falcon head, and Haru with the falcon head. Asar, which is his father, don't have the falcon head. He has a human head because he was in human form. That's why. So everybody is recognized by their headgear. The headgear that the falcon headed is for Ra and Haru, which is us, the begotten sons of our father. So let's talk about this right quick. Now, Haru is the reincarnation of his father because when he died, from his brother said, "Cause I'm gonna take you to the story." That's the story of life, but it's all about your internal fight that's going on. I call it the moral fight. Your ego versus your higher self. They're going to go to war. They're going to clash. Okay, there's going to be a problem when them two get together. It's going to be a problem. So you got to put them in check. This is the shot right here. Remember this lesson I gave you about Haru and Set? They both were in you. Okay. Only difference is from the neck down, they the same. But one body's connected to the head. Set is the appendage, okay? He's not the real you, okay? But he thinks he is. So if you don't put him in check, he'll run you. And that's not going to be a good place, all right? So each one is an aspect of your character. And Ra is, God of gods. When Asar went to heaven, he met himself, which is Ra, the eternal spirit for all, okay? The hidden spirit is Amun, the hidden one. Ra is the visible one. So Ra in form is right here with the head, the falcon head, with the sun disk and the serpent coming out, okay? He's the only one you're going to see with that, right here. That's him. Tahuti, my man. We can get to him in a minute. He's your mind. He's your thought process. He's the scribe. He keeps records. And then last but not least, we got, who is that? I can't see what it is. Okay, that's Hathor or Het-Haru. Original name is Het-Haru, the counterpart to Haru, which is our female counterpart, man. We always got to have a mate. Haru, Het-Haru. Okay, she represents God from a destructive point of view. When he sent her down, she come to do work. Because you story about her a while ago. Now let's read over what this is all about. I just try to show you some people, give you a better idea, break it down for you. It starts out with the diagram above I just showed you. She's not right here, it's right here, broken down in different form. If you can see it right there, I'm going from Ratem down through creation. Okay, this is going to be a good quick lesson. All right, the diagram above showed that the Enad, which is 9 gods, or they call it creative principles, and that's what they represent. That's what I'm trying to break down for you. Hope you get to understand it. That are embodied in the primordial God and goddesses of creation. Emanated from who? From the supreme being, aka Ra, or Ra-Tem. Ra, Hanun, Tem at sunset. Sunrise, Kepri, another lesson. But arose out of the noon. The noon was the darkness with Apophis ran, and it was all chaos. Bunch of possibilities, a whole bunch of potential to be anything, but they didn't want none. They were going to keep it just the way it was. But the noon was the darkness. I tell you, at every near-death experience, when you see the light brings you back here. Go to the noon. Why? That's the darkness from which we come. That's the quick. I want to get that lesson to you right quick. But the primordial ocean represents the noon, and it's the hidden essence. All right, and it began sailing when Ra came out of the noon. He got in his what? Celestial boat. Why? We're on water. That's the only way you can get around. But the boat symbolically represented what they called the boat of a million years. That started, which included the company of gods and goddesses. On his boat, when his boat emerged from the netters, or when the boat from the noon, he had netters, or what they call cosmic, again, principles of creation. I'll break that down as we go. The netters of the Enad are Ra Atum, that's the first one. Then you have Shu, that's air, that's a principle, not a person. But we gave him an identity of male, okay? Then you got Tufnut, female, in male and female concept. She represents moist air. Shu, dry air that we breathe. Tufnut, moist air that comes down to nourishing the plants in the earth. Then you got the earth, Gab. He represented by a male, laying back, chilling, okay? Nut represents the starry decked heavens over top of Gab. This is why in the action intercourse, women always should be on top, fellas. Sorry. Why? They move. Okay. We just but that's the concept. All right. But they gave birth, Shu and Tufnut gave birth to Gab and Nut. These are all principles, okay, philosophically, metaphorically. And the first human, those are the 5 elements. The 6th element, why they come out to 6? 6 is the man, spirit, coming to existence, what we call Asar. His mate, Aset, these are the children of Gad and Nut. Then you have Set and Nephthat. You got Hathor, Tahuti, and Mayat. They represent attributes of the supreme being as the very stuff of substratum which makes up creation. We start with Hathor. She's the eye of Ra, okay? She's the one that, when they was acting up, he sent her down to take care of all the unrighteous. Another story, another lesson. Right now, we're talking about. And Tahuti, he represents your mind. Okay, that's God's mind. That's the guy who does the thinking. He does keep a records of everything. At birth, he's there at death. Why? He's keeping tracks. So he's going to be there. That's your mind. That's you. All these people are inside you, outside the elements. The elements are the 5. Okay? The 6 is Asar. 7, Aset. 8 is Set. 9th is Nephet. Okay. Now, the other 3 are outside the Enoch. I'm just breaking it down. And my favorite, Maya, she represents what? Balance, truth, honesty, reciprocity, everything that's divine. That's what Maya represents. Now let's break them down for you again. Where we at? The attributes, supreme being. Okay, now you got Shu, Tough Nut. The 9 are Shu, Tough Nut, Gad, Nut, Asar, Set, Aset, Set, and Nephet, representing again principles upon which creation manifests. Anubis is not part of the Enoch. Why? Because he's the offspring between Asar and Nephet, which is spirit and mortality, brings on what? Discernment. That's also part of you. He represents the feature of what? Intellectual discrimination. Okay? Discrimination, excuse me. As in the Ausarian myth, remember this is a myth, this is a story, but it's giving you information philosophically, philosophizing so that you can understand it. And the purpose of sailing signifies what? The beginning of motion in creation. Motion implies that events occur in what? The realm of time and space. Thus, the phenomenal universe comes into existence as a mass of moving essence, which we call the elements. Prior to this motion, what happened? There was the primordial state of being nothingness, without any form or without existence or time and space. When he said, let there be, the party started. Okay, aka the Big Bang, however you want to say it, but we put it down in that form so we can understand it. Okay, where we at now? Now it's starting to get good. I hope I can get the good part. Right you go. Now, Asar and Aset were the first humans, and they dedicated themselves, their lives to what? To the welfare of humanity, and sought to spread civilization throughout the earth, even as far as India and China. So they was populating the earth, what? Educating, teach them how to grow plants, agriculture, teach them how to live right, Maya, all the good stuff. Now, during the absence, when Asar was doing this, traveling around, his kingdom was left to, Asar was from his kingdom, excuse me. His brother, Set, he wanted to take over, but he had no opportunity. Why? Because he left his wife, Aset, in charge, and she was vigilant in governing the country and always upon her guard and watchful for any irregularities or unrighteousness. We were righteous beings. Practiced it, lived it, implemented for thousands of years until we were invaded. That's another story, but right now let's talk about this one. Asar, when he came back from his worldly travels, carrying and teaching the wisdom aboard, there were merriment, everybody rejoiced throughout the land. However, there's always a however, all right? One day after Asari, he returned through his lack of villages. They always setting you up. They tell you because he was lack of villages. Well, this is a few stories, okay? This is when they're gonna dress it this way. So I'm gonna give it to you the way they dress it up. Through his lack of villages, he got drunk and got a little happy, carried away, and became intoxicated. It's just always something in there. And what happened? He ended up sleeping with his brother's wife, Nephet. And through Nephet, as a result of sleeping with their union, they had an offspring, and their son was Anubis. That's your discerning part. Because his father didn't make a good decision. He born to make what? Good decisions. So that was his concept. That was the story. That's how that go. Now Set, who represents what? He represents the personification of evil forces. Right now, he's the devil. Y'all call him the devil, and all right, because if you look at it more metaphorically, he is the devil. Why? Anything that's in opposition to what's good is bad is the devil. When you do bad things, you're doing devilish things. So you got to be called what you are, a devil, a demon. Opposition to good, evil, bad. Come on. Opposite light is dark. Hello? Come on. So at that point, that's what Set represents. And he's your ego self. He's in you. Plotted what? In jealousy and anger. If somebody sleep with your wife, that would kind of piss you off. So that would give him reason, not that it's okay, but he had, now he's pissed off. So, and he had jealous and anger, the blinding passion that prevents forgiveness. He's not going to let it go. Okay? You got them kind of people who, once they get hell-bent on something, look out, why they not going to stop. So that's what Set represents. And that's what they're telling you. We knew that a long time ago. We put this into effect so you can learn about them kind of people. I try to teach people this. I try to teach them it. Didn't tell me what people do. I said, yeah, that's Set. That's a Set. Come on, man. Sorry, moving on. But he was so enthralled that he could not forgive him. So now he wanted to usurp the throne and conspired to kill his brother. I gave y'all the Cain and Abel concept. He gonna kill his brother out of what? Jealousy and rage. With what he think is good reason. Once you do it, once you're done, you're like, it's too late, you can't take it back. So that's another lesson you gotta learn. Control that ego. Why? Because once men get mad, they get physical. And once they make that force, too late. Okay, domestic violence, you're gonna get locked up. Moving on. But Set secretly got the measurements of Asar, and he constructed a coffin through trickery, and Set was able to get Asar to try the coffin off his side. They had a big banquet party, and because he knew Set didn't trust him, he invited just all men. Okay, a freak off. He pulled a ditty on his brother. That's crazy. But what's that's crazy. Well, the concept was he tricked them to get into the the coffin. After everybody, it was perfectly tailor-made for him. He didn't know that. Everybody at the party tried. Everybody got in. It didn't fit in two. No. Okay, Goldilocks and 3 Bears. Then the one that fit was Asar. He got in. He said, "Oh yeah, it's mine. It fit perfect." And now this is another lesson for Muslims. Okay, Set had 72 co-conspirators. I guess that's your version when you get in the afterlife. Once you do a dirty deed for Allah, that nonsense. Commit Harry Carey and whatever for the cause. You're gonna go get your 72 versions. Ain't happening. But yeah, Set had conspirators, 72 co-conspirators to do his evil deeds. They always got help. Bad guys always got help. Moving on. All right. So now, while Sar was resting in the coffin, he slammed it shut, threw it down, pushed it out to the Nile. Long story short. Now, I don't need the book to tell the story. I know the story so well, but I'm going to try to keep it within the framework of the book. Now, the coffin made its way down the coast to Syria, where it became embedded in the earth, and from it grew a tree. All right. The most pleasant aroma from the tree smelled good, but they considered this what you call the Jed, the D-J-E-D, or the Tet. You see the stand-up, the podiums, the straight lines. The Indians had totem poles. They call it the Tet. Okay, the Tet is a symbol of Asar's back. It has 4 horizontal lines from here up, meaning as a Mason, you got 3 degrees that way. And the 4 to 7, that's what the Jed pillar or the Tet from Asar's backbone represents, or they call it the chakras, but it's all becoming spiritually conscious. That's what the concept symbolically. But the Jed column, watch this, it has 4 horizontal lines in relation to what? Firmly established, okay, in your understanding. Straight columns, the Jed column is symbolic of what? Your upper energy centers, aka chakras. I know it as degrees in Masonic order, that relate to what? The levels of higher consciousness of spirit. You start to become conscious with this, not lower nature. That's the beastly nature, so you got to rise. And the king who smelled the tree had it cut down, brought to his palace. Set came there looking for a husband, and somebody told her that's where the coffin went. She found him, got involved, got him out. The king gave it back to her. She had it shipped back to Egypt and had him laid out. And for that one night, she brought him back to life, spread her wings, and brought him back, revived him. They had their intercourse. Some stories say that they hadn't consummated their marriage, so this is the first time. So the Immaculate Conception is just that, immaculate, metaphorically, not physical. It's impossible. So they got that part wrong, Christian. No, it didn't happen. It's a story. Y'all took it and rolled with it, trying to make it real. It don't fit that way. But metaphorically, you can use it. Philosophically, you can do it. Allegorically, yeah. But literally, no, it don't work. Hope I made that point. When she got him back, they did the encounter. Haru was born. So watch this. After her return, she was in the papyrus swamps where she lay over Asar's dead body. Okay, watch this. And fanned him with her wings, infusing him with new life. This is the power that Aset has. Okay, she didn't just bring him back, another lesson, but she brought her son back too. Okay, she was the mother of a mother. She's the ride or die, true. And now in this manner, Aset, what? Revived Asar through the power of love and wisdom. And then they united once more. They say once more. And my man Browder tell you for the first time. So depending on who told the story, okay? But again, for their union was conceived a son. Haru. That's me and you in the flesh. With the assistance of the god Thoth, Tahuti, and Amun, the hidden spirit. That's in all of us, okay? She had help. And the story goes on, was Set found the body, cut him up into 14 pieces. Set got on her high horse, got Anubis and her sister Neptune. First of all, they don't part. They stay together all the time. I had another X-rated adult version of the story where they was doing their thing, but I ain't doing that right now. This is a friendly show. Keep it neat. But when he found him, cut him up, they went and found him again, put him back together. The Humpty Dumpty from the wall, that's the concept that come from. He had 14 pieces, they found 13. One piece is missing was the phallus. So with that understanding, I'm going to stop right there. And I got a few more things. Okay, so we telling you the process of Haru, the Immaculate Conception, means Haru therefore was born, what? From the union of spirit of Asar and the life-giving power of Aset, okay? Physical nature. Thus, Haru, me and you, represent the union of spirit and subtle matter and the renewal life of Asar, aka his rebirth. With Haru, me and you became, the story goes, when Haru became a young man, Asar returned. In the Black Panther movie, that's where they got this from. Father came back and told him, but watch this. Returned from the realm of the dead. Nobody ever came back. My man, I got a brother-in-law. Yes, they did. We got one, okay? So when Asar came back and he encouraged him, his son, to take up arms, which is what? Vitality, gain wisdom, always apply the courage, and have the strength of will to what? Conquer and establish everything on truth, justice, and the American, the righteousness way of the world by what? Challenging Set, his evil uncle, who at that time was in control. I say Set was white, Haru was black. We in the same predicament right now. They still in control, philosophically and metaphorically. I asked AI. AI said the same thing. Yeah, they still doing it to us. What's that? I'll give you that in the next lesson. For closing right then, because appreciate you. I got some more, but I'm going to shut it down right now. In closing, may you all live to be 100, me 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right things have passed away. You know, I'll be back with more. I got you.